Alright, this is going to be the deck profile version of the video. So this is going to be Dollfie's deck for the duel. This is the LOB. And she is going to be, actually, I'm going to have her explain what her strategy is.
Well, there's really not, unfortunately, there's not a lot of strategy involved because I didn't pull a lot of the cards that I was hoping to pull, so I kind of had to wing it a little, so to speak. The one card that doesn't really per se belong in here is Blue Eyes.
But she wanted it anyway.
But I wanted to include it, even though I have a dark deck and it is a light type, because Blue Eyes is one of my favorite older cards. So I'm happy I actually did pull that. I have Swords of Revealing Light in here because not only is it a great stall card in older decks, it is another of my favorite older cards from the older sets. I've always really loved Swords of Revealing Light. That and Wageki, which unfortunately I don't have a Wageki, but I have swords. So we have I'm gonna need Sadow's help because I can't. Giant Soldier of Stone. I almost put Giant Stone Soldier, so
same thing.
Yeah, that's why I need your help. Giant Soldier of Stone. We have it for that massive defense, and because it is a rock type, because I have a field spell in here that powers up rock types. So yeah, look at that massive defense. 2,000 defense. You know, that was quite a wall to get through. So we do have that.
3 Metabats.
3 Metabats, and they are dark types, and so they go with the theme, and 800 attack, that was, you know, the average, so they're not bad. These, however, are kind of beat sticks. Oh, I don't have them all together?
Make sure you get them all together first.
Sato messed up my deck. I had all 3 together. Okay, so we have 3 Arabis, even I remember the name of these, 3 Arabis. They are dinosaurs, because my field spell also powers up dinosaur types.
They become a nice beefy 1700.
And they are 1500, they become 1700, so that's pretty threatening, you know, that's, I would not want to face that. So this is a spellcaster, unfortunately does not really belong in there too much, but it is a dark type. And, I mean, she's a 1650, you know?
Succubus Knight.
So she's actually not bad. Believe there's only 2 of these in here.
I believe. Look, you might have to look through it again, but I think there was only 2.
Yeah,
that is
I think so, yeah.
Numiruko.
And I don't know why I kept thinking that it was a fist type, but apparently this is a spellcaster. We do have Mammoth Graveyard, and these are dinosaurs. So again, they get powered up. They are 1200s, but they become a 1400, which is kind of a little mini beat stick. We do have these.
Woody Phantom,
which is 1400 attack. And again, anyone watching who's like, oh my god, get this girl off the video. She doesn't know any of these cards.
I think we're just having fun.
Seriously, I don't have a great memory when it comes to specific names on cards. So if they're in a different language, I go blank. Even if it's a card I've seen all the time. Okay, so we have 3 of these.
Trial of Nightmare.
1300.
Or Try of Hell, like it used to be called.
Trial of Hell, okay. And then we have 3 of these.
The 13th
Which
Grave.
is a 1200, becomes a 1400 though.
What is
oh, no, actually, no, this is a zombie, so. Oh, yeah, but that does get powered up by Wastelands. So yeah. And then we have this guy.
Terra the Terrible.
One of him, but he's a 1200, dark type. We do have 3 of these guys.
What is it called? I think it's like...
They are dinosaurs.
Something dark, mouth dark roller.
Yeah, they are dinosaurs. So again, they get the power up,
Armed Ninja.
And we have him for getting rid of trap cards.
Traps or spells, I'll have to look.
Skull Servant, yeah, he's not very strong, but, you know, he gets powered up for Wasteland, and he gets powered up for a little by...
And she wanted to use him.
Having an equip spell, so I really wanted to use him. He's really cute. I love Skull Servant. And speaking of his equip spell, so these...
3 Violet Crystal.
These actually, Violet Crystal, these will power up zombie types, so, you know, that with Wasteland, maybe Skull Servant's something to be concerned about, you know, maybe after all. We do have a stop defense. This is really, really, really useful if you're facing off against something that maybe has a little more attack than you feel like dealing with.
No, that switches defense to attack mode.
Yes, exactly. So, I have more of like an aggressive deck, as you can see from the monsters in here, so I felt like this really suited it. I do have 3 wastelands, powering up zombie, rock, and dinosaur types, which is majority of what my deck is. And I did pull 1 Yami. I was really hoping against all hope for 3 Yamis. But I did get a Yami, so that powers up my dog types, which my deck is basically all dog types, except for, like, I think, like, 1 earth type in there, and, like, 1 light type, so yeah, that is my deck profile. And, if anyone's wondering, because I was so excited about getting Curse of Dragon, Sato here stole my Curse of Dragon, because...
We traded.
We traded. I wanted swords, and he wanted Curse of Dragon. So, yeah, I felt like that was a pretty fail.
I mean, you could give me the blue eyes, and I could give this back to you.
Well, technically, if you want me to be technical, Curse of Dragon does go battle in my deck.
Well, then we'll probably switch that then.
So we're gonna probably be swapping.
All right,
I mean,
so
I love blue eyes, but...
So pretend this is in her deck.
So, Curse of Dragon, mine, blue eyes his.
Alright, so here, hold the thing, and I'll switch it up. Alright, this is going to be my deck profile. As you can see, I am playing fusions, even though I do not have polymerization, but I wanted an extra deck. That's just kind of how I am. So I have.
But you don't have polymerization.
Yeah, but I have an extra deck.
You have imaginary polymerization?
Yeah, you know, maybe if I ever get poly one time. I mean, besides, I also got these 2 guys right here I thought you would like. They're zombies, flame ghosts.
You should have given those to me. I don't have an extra deck at all.
The next set, when we build our decks, when we upgrade them, maybe I'll give them to you. Alright, so as you saw in the last video, we did swap. I just wanted... So she has Curse of Dragon in the deck. So I'm going to be playing the Blue Eyes White Dragon only in this build because my deck theme is going to be based off of Dragons, Winged Beast, and Electric or Thunder types. And also the secondary is going to be based off of Water because I did pull quite a bit of Water cards. So here we go. We got 1 Blue Eyes, 1 Maneater Bug. This is just a staple in the deck. 2 Skull Red Burbs. I wanted 3, but I only got 2 Burbs. So that's the only bad thing about that. And then 2 Tripwire Beasts, because these are 1300 defense, 12 attack, and actually can get pretty defensive. I wanted to have 3 of these, but I only got pulled 2 of these. Kurama, I know they're 800, but I think they're really cool. They're Winged Beasts, one of my favorite old cards.
They get powered up.
Exactly. You got 3 One-Eyed Shield Dragons. These become 1500 with the field spell, so they're actually pretty good defenders.
Did become 1500 with the fields, but they're 700s.
1300 defense. They become 15 defense. Typhoon. I wanted to have these because these are 12, 14, once again 16. So this deck is pretty defensive, as you can see. And then 1 Lesser Dragon. This is 1200, can become 1400. So yeah, I mean, it's something I actually wanted to have. And then for the water part, I have 2. I'm not even going to bother. It's like Mizuki or whatever it's called. It's 14...
I'm going to call it Robot Shark.
It's 1416. Yeah, you can call it Robot Shark if you want. 1416, which with the field spell becomes 1600. And then with the power of Kaijin, it can become 1900. So that's pretty good. And then 3 Enchanted Mermaids. This is going to be the other beater. So this is a pretty good card to have. Then we have 1 Aquamador. Aquamador is my defensive monster, how she has Giant Soldier of Stone. And then we have Armored Starfish. You got 3 of the... Oh, actually, no, sorry. 2 Armored Starfish, sorry. And then 3 of the Root Waters, which are little beaters. They're 900. Can become a lot stronger. And then you have 2 Furious Sea King right here. So that's going to be it for the monsters. Now we're going to move on to the spells and traps. So we've got 3 Power of Kaijin. This powers up the water monsters by, I believe it is 300 points. It's kind of like her Violet Crystal, so this is what we're going to be doing for that. And then I've got Triple Mountain, because I am playing more Winged Beast, Thunder, and Dragon types. We're going to be playing 3 Umis, because Umis, since to power them up by 200.
I didn't even know you got Umis.
I got Umi. I had to keep looking. I really had to look to see what I had. And then for the random traps and spells, Final Flame, 600. Not much to write home about. Fissure, this is going to be a really good card. I'm going to save this for her Cursed Dragon.
You've got a Blue Eyes. What are you worried about?
2-prong attack. Destroy 2 monsters on your field. Destroy 1 on their field.
Is it fair for you to have 2 destruction cards when I have none?
Well, we can, well, I mean, I gave you all this stuff. You actually have more beaters.
This is true.
And then 1 dragon capture jar to take. So I did pull the 1, so I was actually happy about that. And then this is just, these are just kind of, they're there. And just because it's the extra deck. So, yeah, this is the extra deck. I'm going to change it and update it and upgrade it throughout, like, the whole progression series. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the deck profile. So, let me swap the first card so you guys can see. So, who do you guys think are going to win in this duel? Do you think my deck with dragons, winged beasts, and thunder and water, or her dark and...
You should totally do a poll.
We'll do a poll. We'll see.
You should totally do a poll.
So, next week should be the video. Keep in mind the next 2 box sets are pretty expensive, but they're not as expensive as the English ones. So, you know, they run about $40 to $50 roughly. So I can easily get the next 2 sets. And then the Pharaoh Servant's ironically really cheap. So go figure. All right, so that's going to be it for these deck profiles. I hope you enjoyed. And with that, we'll see you guys all next time. Later.